everybody. How are you? It is currently 12:30 in the morning right here, and I just finished up with work, and I'm feeling rather spicy right now. So why not put that spicy to good use? I was working, but I was keeping a peek on Chantal. Did a live stream, and I heard bits and pieces of what happened in the live stream. So let's recap. Chantal said that she and Salah were going on a road trip to spend time with family, or at least 16 people. I would imagine that some of them were family. So 16 people on a very long road trip. Well, sounds like it went exactly as we thought it would go. Can anybody imagine Chantal spending time around that many people? She's way too antisocial. Doesn't really like people, doesn't like to be around kids if kids were even present. So, what did she do? To get out of it, she acted like a brat, an absolute brat. She had herself a little hissy fit, little temper tantrum, and Salah is off with the family or the group, and she was home by herself eating, which is exactly what she wanted to do. And from the sounds of it, she's rethinking this whole separation business. Although, if you ask me, we're talking about Chantal here. She's always going to paint the picture of this man really loves me. He really, really cares. And he really doesn't want to be separated from me. Sure, Chantal, sure. Tell yourself whatever you need to get through the day. There's a whole lot of Twitter peeps that we're going to go over before we get to the live stream, though. And of course, there's Queen Booger back there. She just got her dinner. And we're going to get into it. So, how about we get into the Twitter peeps and let's go. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps. Let's see if I am all set and ready to go. I am not. I'm slacking today. All right, I'm good. I'm good. I'm all right. We're fine. Everything's fine. All right, so for those of you that are on Twitter, that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you not on Twitter, that's why I do the peeps. So you can take a peek at Twitter without actually having to step foot there. So starting here, we have a tweet courtesy of Mean Kitten. Foodie Beauty, I think she's backing out of the separation. Really? Let's play the clip.
Yeah, Agathon. Hey, Night Owl. I feel so bad. And I feel like I'm like breaking his heart.
What heart? What heart? If he has a heart, it ain't for you.
By like separating and leaving.
Of course, you're going to say that to your audience. Oh, my husband loves me so much. His heart is breaking at the thought of leaving me. Please. He can't wait for you to go to the airport and be gone.
Hey, Melodious.
So there seems to be a touch of, oh, I don't know. The second part of the grift. The first part was getting the money. The second part is how to figure out how to tell her Beezers that she's really not going to Canada. Or maybe she's rethinking of going to Canada. Because she is a control freak, is Chantal. And the thought of leaving Salah alone, well, she wants it all. She wants everybody around her. She wants the Beezers around her. She wants Natter. She wants Salah. She wants Pete. She doesn't want to let anybody else go. She doesn't believe in letting anyone go in her life. Got to keep them around just in case she needs somebody there for something. But I wonder, Chantal, how long will it take before you go to the Beezers and say, I'm not really leaving? Let's move on to something cool, courtesy of Pulsive Cats, saying this must be the cat distribution system's headquarters. So look at all the kitties. Look at them. Looks like a kitty carpet. Look at all those babies. You're so pretty. This is the cat distribution system headquarters. This is where the cats come from. And they're having a meeting. Maybe I should let them go and leave them in peace. All right, so moving on to DX saying, imagine you're in a small car with Chantal and she starts hyperventilating and the car flattens like a can. Hectic Llama says, spoiler alert, they were about to leave on the road trip and she had a panic attack about being packed into a car with a bunch of Salah's family members. So he left without her. What I want to know, what I'm curious about is what kind of car was this? They can put Chantal in it and a bunch of people. Are we talking a school bus? Like a really big van, a truck? What are we talking about here? I mean, not to be mean, but she's not a small person. She needs a fair bit of room just by herself. So, what vehicle was this that they could put Chantal in it and a bunch of other people too? Crochet with Ashmay says they had a fight. She yelled. He drove her home. She's home alone, eating every morsel of food available. She'll be calling for more food before these 2 days are up. Hope he tells her, we're separated. I don't have to come take care of you. So apparently she and Salah had a bit of a tiff. Let's investigate.
Because I kind of freaked out on him because it was like a self-defense thing because I thought he was going to make me go because he was like, you have to come. And then I was like, listen, we're separated. I don't want to do anything with you anymore. And I felt so bad because like the way he looked at me was like I could tell it like, looked hurt and like shocked.
No, he wasn't hurt. He might have been shocked that you freaked out on him. I mean, if this was like a family function, you were invited to spend time with the family. And according to you, the family, they're nice to you. So maybe he was shocked that you acted this way because the family has done nothing wrong. And they were inviting you to spend time with them. And here you are just being a complete a-hole. But I can read between the lines, Chantal, of what you were doing. You weren't really excited over the idea of the family function and being around people. You don't know how to function around real people. You don't know how to talk to real people. You don't know how to just chill and hang with people. You don't know how to talk to people face to face. All the talking you like to do is on camera to people you can't even see. You're so adjusted to that real life interactions just feels weird to you. And so you will do the hissy fits and you'll do the temper tantrums to get out of any occasion that involves dealing with people face to face. And you know that if you pull a temper tantrum, you'll get your way, and you got your way. You wanted to stay home alone, eat food, and stream in peace. So you got what you wanted, and he got what he wanted too. He got time with his family away from you.
And now I feel like shit for saying that.
Well, you should learn to control your mouth then. B Squared says, shocker, Foodie Beauty couldn't go on a trip because of her CPAP, mental illness, and the 16 other people. Who could have foreseen that? Well, we all kind of saw it. Hi, Bulger. You want to say hi to your fans? The queen is here, and she's sitting on her favorite throne, my lap. Oh, come here. Say hi to people. Ow. Where you going? Where you going? There we go. There's the queen. There she is. Hi, baby. Hey, Bulger. Oh, we're doing the cradle thing. Is this what we're doing? There she's doing it, baby. There's the baby. This is her signal for me to go to bed. She wants me to get underneath the covers so that she can get underneath the covers with me and go to sleep. Because that's what we do at night. When I go to bed, She's got to get underneath the blankets with me. She feels safe that way, don't you, baby? Yes. Look what I deal with here. I'm just the loyal servant that's taking care of her for 10 years. You just big old baby. Oh, you want up? Come on. There we go. All right, going back to the Twitter peeps. All right. Uh, Tweets R Us says the grifter is live. Lori says, who cares? Foodie Beauty is eating her feelings. Of course she is. When does she not? Val Gal says, wow, shocking. I thought it was odd that she was going on this trip given how much she hates being around the family, especially after she says she left the dinner early because she couldn't take it anymore yesterday. She's easing her way out of it. Yeah, anything to do with family, anything to do with spending time with the family, anything to do with spending time with someone who's not Salah, she just backs out of it. And it's unfortunate because she could have a good time around the family, but around the family would mean she'd have to be on her best behavior, and she doesn't know how to behave around people. She's far too feral. Tweets R Us says stuffing her face, and now she didn't go. She only took a 3-hour each way trip to get cash. Never mind, he ran to get the cash. Since she has said she has a runner for her money, crap doesn't make sense at all. Is okay, that's just a picture. That's not a video clip. It's okay. Mean Kitten says camping trip canceled. Couldn't find a place with all night electric, and she had to be taken back home. Plus, didn't want to be around people. Brags that she's a brat. Salah went without her. Well, you know what? It might have been a blessing in disguise. Really, for those 16 people for Salah, it's a blessing in disguise. Chantal is not the kind of person to be around other people and everybody have fun. She's the kind of person, she's that one person in the group that if other people are having fun, she'll bring the whole group down. She will be that Debbie Downer with the whining and the complaining. It's going to ruin everybody's good time. So leave the gluttonous Debbie Downer at home where she wants to be, and he can go be with the family and have a wonderful occasion with his relatives or whoever it was. L's RPH says, so she stayed overnight somewhere. Power went out. The next day they were supposed to drive even further. She had a panic attack, made Salah drive her back. Now she's back eating off camera, whining and screaming juice. Yeah, that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to be at home. She didn't want to go on that trip. So she made sure that she didn't get taken. Tat Von B says, this beach is lying about everything. Let her sink in the pits of heck. Oh, is this a video clip? Okay, let's watch.
I feel awful. Like I want to cry. I feel. What are you doing, Julia? I feel super awful because we were supposed to go on a road trip with like 16 people, right?
Yeah.
Like huge family members, like, right, Christy? And we were leaving, they were like at Fajr, 3:30, okay? In the morning to get there, to get to where we're going. We're going on a road trip that's like hours away. And what am I thinking? Like, I am not in reality. Like I'm I have so many emotions right now. I feel bad, but at the same time, I don't feel true. I feel like I'm not understood.
You know what? I have to wonder if Foodie pitched a fit because maybe she was hoping that Salah wouldn't go on the family trip. That if she pitched a fit And if she convinced him to drive her all the way back home, that he would just stay at home with her. But surprise, he just dropped her off and drove hours back to be with the family.
Yeah, well, basically, it would be kind of like there would only be like two vehicles, so a bunch of people would be piled into ours for hours and hours.
I just want to know how that would work. How does that work? You get 16 people, two vehicles, what, eight into each? That's a lot of people. How big are these vehicles? What are they, military trucks?
And doing things with huge amounts of people is normal here. Nobody understands panic attack. Like, so I feel bad because I didn't want to go at first. I said no, no, no. Salah was like, I'm not leaving you at home alone. I feel too worried about you. I feel too bad.
Well, apparently he wasn't that worried because he left your butt there. He didn't say, "You're my wife. Even though we're separated, you're still my wife. You're having a panic attack. I don't know what's going to happen to you. Maybe I should stay with you." He didn't do that. He just dropped you off and left.
Yeah, Salah went. I'm like, yeah, he has to go. Like, there was plans in place. Like, people are relying on him to bring them. Like, and I'm fine with that. I don't want him not having fun. Julia's been playing with the same pebble on the ground for like friggin' 2 weeks. Okay. I know fruit yogurt, but yeah. I don't know. What if he doesn't come back? Well, don't make me more worried. I'm so worried because he's tired and he has to drive. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And just think about how rude that is, Chantal. So this is big family trip that's been planned. A lot of people. 16 people, that's a lot of people. This is not simply a short trip into town and back. This is a long trip that takes hours and hours. Can you imagine driving 6 hours to go somewhere? You drive 6 hours already, and then you being the Debbie Downer, because of you, he's got to drive 6 hours back home to drop you off, and then drive another 6 hours to go meet up with family. That's pretty exhausting when it didn't have to happen that way. You didn't have to act like that. But I got a feeling, Chantal, this little temper tantrum is going to cost you. Like, he's going to hit his limit and he's going to be like, enough. You got to go now.
Yeah, that's why I'm live. Like, baby.
Like, if I were someone and going somewhere and there's this big event planned and there's someone that's just being difficult to the point where I got to drive 6 hours back home to drop them off because they're being so difficult, I would be ticked. That person who's being difficult would not hear the end of it.
Why are you hiding from a pebble? It doesn't even move. You're weird. You have a pea brain. I love you. Okay. Anyway. So
No. She doesn't have a pea brain, Chantal. You have a pea brain because you are a cat owner and you don't understand cats. Queen Booger plays with weird things. I learned a long time ago as a cat owner, it doesn't make sense to buy cats expensive toys. You can have the right intention and you could buy expensive toys for a cat or a dog. And it doesn't matter how much money you spent on it, more than likely they'll find something in the house that you already have for free that they'll be more interested in. I mean, Booger, her favorite toy is hair ties. Don't ask me why. She likes to play with hair ties. It's her favorite thing. And rubber bands. She does this thing where she gets the rubber band and she'll play with it. She'll stretch it between her feet and flip it across the room and then go chase it. It's a cat thing. They play with bottle caps. I mean, just odd things.
we went to the family's house to sleep over, okay? And this is where like I was sleeping before I went to Qatar because while the house was, Anyway, and I said I don't want to go because you should know me by now, like but he wants to include me. He said, "Listen, you're not going to be in Syria like, much longer. You have to experience these things like, you know, and there's like different
Why do I have this feeling, Chantal, that you insisted on going? And then halfway during the trip, you're like, no, I don't want to be here anymore.
areas I have to experience.
Like the control freak in you could not let go of control and let him just go spend time with his family. Because the entire time you'd be wondering, what's he doing? Who is he talking to? What's going on? So that need for control propelled you to say, I'm going with you. So he was like, okay, you're going. But 6 hours later, you changed your mind because you didn't like the idea of being around people and kids. So you acted like a brat and you had him bring you back home.
of. So, hey Lorena. So I'm not really looking. I'm trying to get this story out.
I mean, what do you think was going on? When he told you this about this big family trip with 16 people, did you think he was lying? So to make sure he wasn't lying, you insisted on going. And then once you saw, yeah, he is going, and yes, he is driving 6 hours, and yes, he's going to be with family, then you got yourself in a situation you had to get yourself out of. So, how do you get yourself out of spending time around 16 people? You throw a temper tantrum so you can go back home. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Something you do. Misanthrope says, I'm pretty certain his family understands why you can't just function as a normal human. Salat, get your woman a mirror. She's got body dysmorphia. Let's watch.
Camping with in-laws, I need alcohol. They're lovely people. The thing is like I feel bad because they're gonna think it's them. Because I always like
Yeah, you know what? Maybe they are taking it as an insult. If they've been nothing but nice to you, welcoming, they might look at it as insulting. Like we've not been mean to her. Why is she acting this way? I'm sure it's highly insulting to the family. And here's something you should know, Chantal: blood is thicker than water. His family has a stronger hold over him than you do, far stronger. And that's something you can't interfere with. And that's something you can't break. That is something you can't do anything about. Family is family. Do you understand me? Family is family. You're not going to make the family go away. You can't push them away. You can't isolate Salah away from his family. The roots are too strong, way too strong.
I always want to go home. Like I don't want to stay, it's like okay. It's like I feel like they don't understand mental illness. Especially me, like understand me. Canadian culture is
What does your mental illness have to do with the trip? What does it have to do with the trip?
more isolating. So Law understands more, like because he's lived with me for 3 years. But he's like, you have to come, like, and I'm like, okay, because it does sound like fun, but like, who am I kidding? I like, you're right. Even going camping with just my small family, I freak out.
No, you don't. You don't freak out with your family. Stop lying. Shenanigans says the gossip and rumors are going to be off the chain on Salah's group trip. Imagine having to explain Chantal. Well, I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot of awkwardness, a whole lot of being embarrassed. How do you explain Chantal to your family? How do you even begin to explain like what's wrong with her and why she's acting the way she's acting and why a 41-year-old woman is throwing a tantrum like a baby. How do you even begin to explain that? Okay, this is some interesting information, courtesy of Crab Sign, saying, "Hey there, fellow Canadians. Maybe you should contact Passport Program, Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, the IRCC, about getting Foodie Beauty's passport revoked. She has several offenses that warrant an investigation." Uh-oh. Number one, court order in Kuwait for fraud. If a Canadian citizen has a court order or conviction abroad for fraud, and that offense would be considered indictable in Canada, it can be grounds for passport refusal or revocation. Fraud is an indictable offense under Canadian law. So, yes, this alone could justify revocation if Canadian authorities are made aware of it. Evading authorities by going to Syria. Syria is considered a high risk country with travel restrictions due to blank and civil unrest. If the individual is evading justice by fleeing to Syria, avoiding extradition or arrest related to serious crimes, then this behavior could be interpreted as a national security concern or obstruction of justice, both of which are valid grounds for passport revocation. Visa hopping to stay in Syria. Using a short term visitor visa to circumvent immigration limits, leaving Syria briefly and returning repeatedly may not be illegal in itself, but if this tactic is used to evade law enforcement, facilitate criminal activity, or avoid deportation, it can be seen as misuse of travel documents. If the person is engaged in fraud, money laundering, or blank financing while doing this, it strengthens the case for revocation. Whoo! What I say? Chantal ran from her mess, and all she's doing is digging a bigger hole for herself. Carrie, S2222, says, "So I saw a comment on a reaction channel this AM. I am not going to pin it, but they pointed out something I think Foodie Beauty's Beezers should be made aware of. If she is found to be actively laundering money in a blank zone, anyone who contributed to her can be investigated, have funds frozen, or possibly be held accountable for being an accomplice to her unlawful activities. Be warned, because she is being monitored and you will be too." Well, words to think about for the Beezers. Okay, what else we got here? Anything important? Oh, she did a community post. Uh, Courtesy of Shenanigans. Foodie Beauty says, "I have $2,000 raised so far, so a big thank you to you guys. This is a big help. We are 1/5 of the way there. We'll get more from the super chats next month, but not sure exactly how much, but with the super chats, probably closer to 3K. I am searching for a good bees pad." So Chantal has raised $2,000. And she said with the super chats, that puts her closer to 3K. What about your YouTube paycheck, Chantal? Shouldn't you just throw that in too? Wouldn't that bring that closer to, say, 5 or 6K? I think so. I really think so. And let's not forget about your emergency fund money. I don't know where you have it. I don't know how much you have, but you're not going to walk around flat broke. So you got more money socked away. So you probably have like well over 6K in your pocket right now. You got enough money to go home. Thing is, I don't think you want to. And from the earlier clip that we saw, sounds like she's already trying to worm her way out of this whole separation deal. She got the money. Now she's like, okay, now that I got the money, I can keep it. All right, Mandy, this is a very interesting tweet. Mandy says, can you get into legal trouble for donating to Foodie Beauty, Chantal, while she lives in Syria? Yes. Even if you didn't intend to, if in the US or Canada. There's like a whole big thing here. It's too long to read. And the type is really small, but I guess people can get in trouble just for donating to her. Okay, so that's it for the Twitter peeps. It took a minute, but not that long, and that's fine because I still got to react to her, it. So let's just get started with this.
Chocolate, Kendall, Lance, Maxine. I feel awful. Like I want to cry. I feel. What are you doing, Julia? I feel super awful because we were supposed to go on a road trip with like 16 people, right?
Yeah.
Like huge family members, like, you know, right, Christy?
Yeah, whatever happened to while I'm in Syria, before I go home to Canada, I just want to experience a few more things and really soak everything up before I leave. Well, you had your opportunity to do things with the family before you go. And you messed that up, didn't you?
And we were leaving, they were like at Fajr, like, well, 3:30, okay, in the morning to get there, to get to where we're going. We're going on a road trip that's like hours away. And what am I thinking? Like, I am not in reality. Like I'm I have so many emotions right now. I feel bad, but at the same time, I don't feel true. I feel like I'm not understood. Yeah.
Chantal, the purpose of the road trip, if it is indeed for family, the road trip isn't just about you. Is that what you wanted? You want all the attention on you. You wanted everybody there adoring you, talking to you, catering to your every need. Is that what you wanted? Family trips are about family. It's not like you're surrounded by your beezers and they're fawning over you and being your yes men and agreeing with everything you say and watching what they say so they don't make you angry. It's not a meet and greet with fans. It's an actual family. They want to spend time with each other. You are not family. You are just someone that you're associated with Salah, so they're willing to put up with you if you behave yourself. But apparently you don't know how to behave yourself because you're a 41-year-old woman acting worse than a 4-year-old. Again, her not going was a blessing in disguise for the family. And I bet because of her behavior, Solana's family are talking together right now. They might be having a little family meeting about her behavior, and the fact that she is so incredibly rude.
Yeah, well, basically, it would be kind of like there would only be like two vehicles, so a bunch of people would be piled into ours for hours and hours. And doing things with huge amounts of people is normal here. Nobody understands panic attack. Like, so I feel bad because I didn't want to go at first. I said no, no, no. Salah was like, I'm not leaving you at home alone. I feel too worried about you. I feel too bad.
But yet he went. But yet he went.
Yeah, Salah went. I'm like, yeah, he has to go. Like there was plans in place. Like people are relying on him to bring them. Like, you know, and I'm fine with that. I don't want him not having fun. Julia's been playing with the same pebble on the ground for like friggin' 2 weeks. Okay. I know fruit yogurt, but yeah. I don't know. What if he doesn't come back? Well, don't make me more worried. I'm so worried because he's tired and he has to drive. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's why I'm live. Like, baby. Why are you hiding from a pebble? It doesn't even move. You're weird. You have a pee.
You feel so bad now that you're at home while you're eating and talking to your beezers. Does anybody believe that? Does she feel so bad that she inconvenienced Salah, that she made him drive hours back home just to drop her off because she was having a hissy fit? Just because she didn't want to be around people.
Brain. I love you. Okay. Anyway, so we went to the family's house to sleep over, okay? And this is where like I was sleeping before I went to Qatar because while the house was, Anyway, and I said I don't want to go because you should know me by now, like, but he wants to include me. He said, listen, you're not going to be in Syria like, much longer. You have to experience these things, like, and
maybe he was trying to help you. Maybe he realizes that you don't spend time around actual people, and maybe that's part of your problem. You don't spend enough time around actual people having actual conversations that have nothing to do with YouTube or beezers or beezing or food. Maybe he was giving you an opportunity to just be Chantal, not Foodie Beauty. And you don't know how to cope dealing with people face to face and just being yourself. You don't know how to present yourself. You don't know how to have conversations. You don't know how to deal with real life interactions. You don't know how about none of that.
there's like different areas I have to experience of, So, hey Lorena. So I'm not really looking. I'm trying to get this story out.
Oh, she said something important. I'm trying to get this story out. As opposed to, I'm trying to remember everything that happened. And why is that important? Because we know about Chantal and her stories. And what are stories, ladies and gentlemen? Stories could be true, or they could be half true, or completely made up. So who knows? This whole story may be a complete lie.
I said, why can't we just sleep at home? Because sometimes, like, they don't have the same type of power as we do. Like, their power goes out, and I need my CPAP. So we got there.
I have doubts that that CPAP even works properly. She's had that same CPAP for years. CPAP machines, they have to be calibrated every so often. Otherwise, the person using it, they're not getting the proper pressure for the breathing. Her machine hasn't been calibrated in years, and I'm sure the hoses are filthy because she's not a clean person. She doesn't even put water in her CPAP machine, so she's just like, what is the purpose of the CPAP, Chantal? If your machine hasn't been serviced in a long, long time, if you haven't gotten a new one, but you haven't had it looked at, how is it even effective? How does it even help you?
Around after, like when I said we were leaving.
I think that her using a CPAP as it was just an excuse to go back home. She wanted to go back home. She didn't want to be around people. It was never about the CPAP. Quite honestly, I think Chantal, when she sleeps, because of her size, she can't sleep flat on her back. The weight in front, it would make it too difficult for her to breathe. She might sleep laying on her side or like in a sit-up position. That way there'd be less pressure on her lungs. She could actually breathe. But the CPAP, It's not going to be effective for what you need it for, Chantal.
Leaving, we left. We got there. We had some dinner. The one of the ladies made rice and lentils and like fried onions. It was really good. And then we were discussing what we're gonna do, what time we're gonna leave, and to get there at a decent time, we would leave at 3:30 in the morning. So we were up kind of late, socializing, shisha, like drinks, whatever, not alcoholic drinks. So the power went out in the middle, like at like 1. I didn't sleep. We didn't get to lay down till like midnight. I like 1, the power goes out. I like, there's no power. And like the night before we were talking about that, like, what if because we were gonna stay in like chalets with like, there would be like, 2 families per chalet,
I just want to point this out. During Crackhead Olympics, Chantal often went over to Natter's place without her CPAP. Is it dangerous for her to not use her CPAP? Yeah, because she's got sleep apnea. And you need your CPAP machine, but you also need a CPAP machine that works properly. And hers doesn't. So, again, how effective would it be even if the power were on?
I don't know. It's not like how you think. It's not expensive at all. So, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like me staying with, to me, it could be 16. It's a million people to me. If it's more than just me and Salah, it's a million people. Hey, Hidden Sapphire. I'm just like, you know,
I have to wonder, after Salah dropped her off back at the house, he had 6 hours to drive back to his family. You got to know that 6 hour drive alone gave him a lot of time to think about her behavior. Maybe he had thoughts about, is this whole thing really worth it? Look at the way she's behaving. It's a family function. And I drove 6 hours, and then I had to drive 6 hours back, and then 6 hours back to my family. I'm sure he was livid. Livid. But it's one of those situations where maybe he's furious, but he's like, I got to bottle up my anger right now. I'm going to go spend time with my family and I'll deal with this when I deal with this. But for now, I'm putting it on the back burner. But when he gets back, Chantal, I wonder what's going to happen.
anyway, I could never. Hi, baby. You want me to play now that I'm home? Yes. And I didn't, and I kind of like miss Juice. Well, I did miss Juice a lot.
You didn't miss her. You did not come home because you missed the cat. You came home because you wanted to be in peace alone and eat your food and stream for your beezers. That's all you wanted to do. You wanted to do what you wanted to do. And you couldn't do what you wanted to do with everybody else around.
Camping with in-laws, I need alcohol. They're lovely people.
And it's a missed opportunity to be around people, to have some fun that doesn't include YouTube, to see the other side of life. And another missed opportunity. You're going to spend time with the family, talk to them, then come back on YouTube and maybe tell your beezers how much fun you had. Had some news stories to talk about versus stories from your childhood, which you've run into the ground.
The thing is like, I feel bad because they're gonna think it's them. Because I always want to go home. Like, I don't want to stay. It's like, okay. It's like I feel like they don't understand mental illness.
You're right, Chantal. They live differently than you. It sounds like they are people, they don't live their life in a box. They like to live life outside the box. They like to go out, do things, talk to each other, be part of the community. You don't. You very comfortable living in a box. So you live in a box and you're not comfortable being outside the box for too long.
Especially me, like, understand me. Canadian culture is more isolating. Salah understands more, like, because he's lived with me for 3 years. But he's like, you have to come, like. And I'm like, okay, because it does sound like fun, but like, who am I kidding? I like, you're right. Even going camping with just my small family, I freak out.
I'm going to tell you something, Chantal, and I'm not 100% on this. But if there was anything in you hoping that Salah would let you stay, if there was even a sliver of hope of him letting you stay, you just messed it up. That sliver is gone. Maybe the sliver was there with him inviting you out to spend time with the family. And if you had behaved yourself and been cool and held it together, maybe the sliver might still be alive. Maybe it might have, maybe he would have stopped and thought, maybe this isn't hopeless after all. Maybe she can be cool. Maybe she can hang with the family. I can keep her as a part of things versus kicking her out. But clearly, you don't want to be around the family. So I'm sure he's going to come home and say, "You've got to go. You got to go. You don't want to be a part of what's going on with me. You got to go."
You know, I see my family on like special occasions, and that's it. Like, and that's only maybe like 6, 7 people. He has to explain it to them, but I don't think they get it. I'm eating a bowl of cheese. Thanks, Australian. Some of his family does, but not all, no. I don't think he's ready to crack it to them.
You know what I think is going to happen during this family gathering? I think there's going to be a few questions about you, but then after the few questions, no one's going to think about you, no one's going to talk about you, and no one's going to care about you because you aren't part of the family. The family is going to have fun with the family. They're going to focus on them, not you. None of them are going to be wondering, is she okay back home? Is everything all right? No, they're going to be focused on each other. You want to be outside the group, you're outside the group. But I do wonder when Salah gets back, what his attitude is going to be. I'm wondering if there's going to be a huge blowout fight. There was probably a huge blowout fight somewhere in that 6-hour drive where he brought her back home.
And they're very, maybe they do, but they're very, they wouldn't pry. No, it's not camping. You know? Thanks. Shawarma. Thank you, Lorena. Anxiety meds. Yeah, and I'm on 80-cent antidepressants. I don't know how they're doing, but I might develop a friggin' schizophrenia or something from it.
Lisa says, "Well, you could have sucked it up, Buttercup." Yeah, but she didn't. She didn't want to, and she's had a whole life where she's been surrounded by people that gave into her whims and her bratty behavior. So she threw a tantrum like a child and she got her way. He took her home.
That's true, Julia. Like, there's some places where mental illness is like the same type of illnesses are just not, not, how would I say, popular? Tracy, even in war, like, yes, I'm sure it's, so. What I mean is like day to day anxiety, like, that's kind of like a understandable, they're very stoic people though, you know? So this morning at 3:30, Salah woke up and he said, "Did you sleep?" I said, "No." "Why didn't you sleep?" The power. I said, "Yeah, Tam, not discussed as openly, you're right." "Really, Brizeth?" Uh-oh. The cheese helps because I was really hungry. Hey, Nostune.
And maybe that's another reason why she didn't want to be around the family. Because she's around the family, she can't pig out on food like she wants to. She can't be the glutton. She could do that in private with nobody watching. Hence the reason why she likes to box so much. She can be as slovenly and dirty and nasty as she wants to be, and no one's going to be there to watch. But around the family, she's got to be on her best behavior. And she doesn't want to be on her best behavior.
So I was like, basically, yeah. Do you, Wiley? Yikes, that is scary. Too hot. It's getting cooler at night. But I was picturing being like no sleep. My anxiety was bad that morning. What if we drive 6 hours and we can't find an affordable place with like has electricity all night? And we're going to be driving in a car with like a million people packed in, and I'm tired, and just like I started having a panic attack. Like I couldn't like catch my breath. Alex. Yeah, it is Swag Daddy. He's honest. Really, Breezeth? I'm at home with the bad internet. Sorry. It's gonna be bad. Sorry, Julia. They suck. Juice. Pull up the shisha. Yeah, so I said, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. Like, hey, Shamrocks. You just saw the notice? I'm like, I feel so bad, but I have to go home. So he literally, like, drove me quite a ways home. Pretty far, normal set. Like, hours.
Man. $6 back. 6 hours there, 6 hours back. And then after he drops her off, 6 more hours. That's brutal. 18 hours of driving. And the trip wasn't even completed. And she doesn't think he's going to be ticked when he gets back. Oh, they're going to have the fight of all fights when he returns.
Angela. That's another thing, Lynx. I have bathroom problems. You think there's public rest stops along the way? No. Panic attacks, yeah. Ah. Australian, true. They'll have a better time without my needy, complaining ass, anyways.
That's true. I'm sure they're going to have a fine time. And they won't even think about you.
You know, because whenever one person, whenever Salah asks, like, we need electric all night, they're like, oh no, that could be a problem. So I'm like, I'm not risking, you know? Yeah, true, Julia. Hey, Sneaker. Angela. I do feel very bratty, and that's why one reason I realize I have to go. Hey, Jackie. That's just gonna be my reality if I live here. Always, 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 almost every day being with a ton of people, and I'm not comfortable with that.
And yet, that's the life you said you wanted. You were in Canada. You could have stayed there, but you had to be with Salah. So you went all the way over there. And you didn't leave immediately. You stuck it out. And it took you this long to figure out the life wasn't for you.
Even if I love them, I love my family to death, and I don't want to be around them every day. You know, it's not about them. It's about, no, he went without me. Hi, Teardrop. I'm happy he went. I want some time alone.
It's amazing with Chantal, the self-awareness without actually being self-aware. So she just said, like, I'm a brat. And they'll have a better time without me. Because I'll be whining and crying and complaining. So you realize what a drag you are. You know that about yourself. But at the same time, you don't think it's a problem.
Alone, and
there's no realization that you being the way that you are, all of your attributes, you isolate yourself. It's not about society isolating you from itself. You isolate yourself from society, from people, from interactions, from living outside the box. No one pushes you into that box and forces you into it. You shut yourself inside of it and refuse to come out.
With Juice, baby, and you're a loner too. Imodium. Hey, Mike.
For God's sake, Chantal, stop eating on camera. It's so gross. We're moving ahead. I'm getting past some of these eating noises, and I apologize to my viewers for her eating. OMG. Ugh.
Yeah, Gia. It's awkward.
Like, what in the world are you eating? First, you were eating cheese. Now it sounds like you're eating potato chips. Girl, are you going to clear out the house before they get back? Is Salah going to come home and there's going to be no food to eat because of you? Rude.
What does he say?
And that sounds like the call to prayer.
A lot. Like, I miss Juice. I don't like leaving her, like, for long, I miss her so bad.
No, you didn't.
That's the only thing about traveling I hate. I didn't go with him. I freaked out.
You know what? I don't want to hear none of that nonsense. But her and Salah have taken trips before when it was really, really hot. And what did they do? They left Julia back at the house in all that heat with no air conditioning. That poor baby. When they could have taken her with them, put her in the carrier so she could experience the cool air in the car.
And I feel bad because I know the family is probably like, what the hell's wrong with your wife? Like, because
there's going to be a family meeting. Best believe that. Salam might have a sit down with a few people in his family. They're going to ask about you, what's going on with her, is she all right? And Salah's going to have plenty of time to think in the drive up there, in the drive back, while he's with family, being exposed to the family. Maybe being around the family will get him grounded, make him think about what's important versus what is not. And you're definitely in the not category, Chantal.
The other night we went and we hung out and we were there from like maybe 4 p.m. No, not 4. Sorry, it was earlier than that. We were there for like 8, 9 hours. And then I said to Salah, I'm like, I want to go. I'm so tired. And then everyone just stopped and looked at me. And Salah was like, yeah, she's here, Vanna. He's just gone for 2 days. Yeah, Lynx. Thanks, Grape. Yeah, I just need space, but I don't think I'm going to do anything social until I leave because I'm just like, I just can't. I don't know. If we have people visit, that's okay, but like, it's just that like when they socialize, it's like an all day and night thing, and it's just really mentally exhausting for me. And I don't know how to portray that without feeling rude. Baby, yeah, I have juice with me. Baby. What? What the heck, teardrop? That's scary. It's like those things you see on the Ring cameras. Hey, Nubby. Um, should I be advertising you're alone? I don't think anybody knows where I am. I mean, no, I haven't explained beezing. And I may or may not have a way to defend myself. Just saying. The cheese grater. No.
Purple Bed Beezer says, so are you going to sit on the couch all day? That will get a tad boring, don't you think? Not for Chantal. That's her normal. That's what she wants to do, sit on the couch all day.
Hide in the bathroom. Yeah, like I've done that. It's good to set boundaries. I don't know, man. I know, Barb. Throwing Julia. Really, Snorkel? No, yeah. Yeah, right, teardrop. No, I'm not politically aligned or, yeah, exactly. I just want to be peaceful at home and mind my business. Now, the thing is, yeah, so Salah, I said, just go have fun. It's like, how am I going to have fun worrying about you being alone? Like, what are you going to eat? I'm like, I have like eggs, bread, noodles. I'll be all right. And then he said whenever he gets back, we'll go to Damascus, just the two of us. But I don't even know. Like, I could probably do that. I could probably go to Damascus.
Sure, like he's really going to feel all kinds of romantic after what you just pulled. Do you really think so, Chantal? I mean, he's got a brain. I'm sure this whole experience with you, he's not going to forget it. And he's not going to forgive it either because you kind of slightly spoiled the family trip. You made it a lot harder than it had to be. Do you really think he's going to take you to Damascus and spend some time just with you? Come on now. He's going to hold a grudge from this whole experience.
It's being social. It's the 16, I think even 18 people. It's
I mean, he might be in a good mood during the family function, and he might be feeling the good vibe on the way back. But the closer he gets to home, the more he's going to get ticked off, because he's going to know who's waiting for him at home and what he's got to deal with. And the moment that he walks in and sees her face, he's going to remember what she did, and they're going to fight.
I have some
Because Chantal is going to be in the mindset of, I've been alone for 2 days. You need to spend time with me. I missed you, Dada. Spend time with me. That's going to be her point of view. She's not going to care that he just drove, 6 hours, 12 hours back home. And he's probably going to be exhausted from all the driving. No, that's not going to matter. She's going to want time with him, and he's going to go tell her to go kick rocks
food here.
or roll down a hill,
Yeah, teardrop. I know.
a very big one with a lot of rocks in it.
I feel really bad because I kind of freaked out on him because it was like a self-defense thing because I thought he was gonna make me go because he was like, you have to come, and then I was like, listen, we're separated. I don't want to do anything with you anymore. And I felt so bad because like the way he looked at me was like I could tell it like, looked hurt and like shocked.
You know why, Chantal? Because if you're someone and you're not part of a family and you're invited to a family function, that's kind of an honor. Like, even though you're not blood relation, you're not family, you're outside the family, you were invited to spend time around the family. It's an honor. And you basically spit on it.
And now I feel like shit for
You
saying
should.
that. Yeah, I guess on. Hey, Night Owl. I feel so bad. And I feel like I'm like breaking his heart by like separating and leaving.
Trust me, he'll be fine. He's going to have a fine time with his family, even more so because you're not around to worry about, and he doesn't have to listen to you whine and cry and complain and, oh, it's so hot out here and I need electricity. He's not going to have to deal with all that. Knowing you, Chantal, if you had gone on the trip, you would have made it a complete ass of yourself. You would have blown up in front of the entire family.
Hey, Melodious. I do still really love him a lot. It's just, it's so hard because I miss. Hey, Paige. No, Infinity. I miss, like, it's like I feel bad for leaving Salah, and I felt bad for leaving, like, Pete's because he's no romantic anything, but I talk and hang out with Pete's. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't like that. Oh,
Chantal, you stopped caring about Pete a long time ago. Long time ago. And now he's just a resource. Now he's just someone that you used to know, used to date, used to live with, that you call upon for companionship and resource and money and whatever else you can get out of him. He is the doormat for those funkle feet of yours.
sorry, Scram, pretend you're eating it.
You really don't care about Pete's. What you did with the GoFundMe proves you don't care about Pete's. You involved him when you didn't have to. You probably called him up on the phone crying and begging and pushing and pressuring and saying, do this for me, and to shut you up, he did. At the same time that he's got benefits and he can get in serious trouble. He did not want people knowing that he set it up for you when that was revealed, and he's not happy about that. But sliding doors, if you had not involved him, then he wouldn't have had to feel a certain kind of way. But you involved him in your mess, not caring about the consequences or potential consequences.
No, she would kick my butt. Hi, Chris. Kiss my grit. Chris, my grit.
I mean, at some point, Pete is going to have to come to the realization he needs to leave you alone. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But maybe that's his lesson in this lifetime, dealing with you, that you're a toxic soul, and the best way to be around you is away from you, because all you do is hurt people.
It's
Like he's a bit of a creep himself, but still, you've not treated him very well.
You know what I do though when she's sitting like, like how they sit and their body looks like a chicken. I rub her back leg. I go, "Oh, what a nice chicken leg." Yeah. Yeah, I went home.
So, big question, Chantal. You're always claiming how much you love Julia. And back in Kuwait, you were the person that she spent the most time with. So she should have been bonded to you because you were always around. But why is it that she went to Salah? She didn't want anything to do with you. To me, that's very telling. I mean, sometimes animals just choose their people. They don't have to be bad people that when they don't choose you. You could be a good person, they still won't choose you. You don't choose your pets, they choose you. That's just the law. But she never came to you for affection. She never came to you for pets or anything the way that Booger does to me. It's just she doesn't like you. You got a lot of bad energy and she knows it.
Thanks, Night Owl. Chocolate butterfly. Yeah. Thanks, Miss Blackwood. Yeah, Tasha. I'm only living in the Middle East. And
Tasha says, "Girl, you've been in the Middle East for 3 years. I lived in Japan as a child, and it is expected to learn the language of the country you're in." Right. I mean, Chantal's been around Salah for years. She could have at least learned some conversational language. And if she had learned some conversational language, she could have been able to talk to the family and feel more comfortable if she wanted to.
I do enjoy my time. I'm not saying I don't at all. It's just that like I'm here for Salah. Number one.
Yeah, so her attitude is, I'm here for Salah. I'm not here for anybody else but Salah. I don't want anything to do with anybody else but him. And that is where you messed up. Because if you want to get in good with a guy, you got to be cool with his friends. You got to be cool with his family. Because friends and family have very strong influence. Very strong. Friends and family are stronger than you. Much stronger. There's no way to get around that. So if you're not good with the family and friends, they can get in his ear and they can talk to him, do some influence.
Like I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Salah. I have to wear hijab, yeah, while I'm here.
Like she thinks that by isolating Salah to just her, that's an advantage. But going against her friends and family, that's a disadvantage.
Oh, it's cutting. The internet is really not good, so I don't know what it's gonna be like. Hey, Pumpy. No, no, I don't wear it at home. If there's people here, then yeah. Yeah, good job. I just feel awful.
She feels so awful, she's stuffing her face. Can you eat something that's not noisy, Chantal? Can you pick something a little more quiet?
You guys can't hear me? Uh-oh. I'm really
I
annoyed
mean, she started this stream eating. We are now 30 minutes in and she's still freaking eating.
with the internet.
Or hurry up and finish whatever it is you're eating. Or how, are you having a bee moment? Is that what this is? You wanted to come home. You had Salah drive you back 6 hours so you could have a bee moment. You got your YouTube pay. Excuse me, not your YouTube pay. I apologize. That was wrong. You got your money. You got paid somewhere. You got that PayPal donation money. You got some food, and now you want to have a bee moment in peace. Right on par with you. Get paid, eat a bunch of food. Lord have mercy, the eating noises.
No, Tanya, I didn't. And this is not just like a normal this is like a marriage. Like, what if I become like, I feel like Elizabeth Taylor.
What? Excuse me? Don't you dare compare yourself to Elizabeth Taylor. It's funny that she's bringing up Elizabeth Taylor. Do you guys know what I've been watching lately? Just strangely enough, the last couple of days, I can't explain it, but I got a hankering to watch a movie, a certain movie. I don't know why. Just popped into my head. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Great movie. Wonderful acting by Miss Taylor. Like, so unlike her, but she was so good in that role. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Don't you dare bring up Miss Taylor's name and compare it to you.
Hey, Marie. Yeah, I'm okay, Aftil. Yeah, I'm melodious. Thanks, Anunnaki. I know, it's gonna be so weird, Teardrop. I know.
Lord, stop eating.
Those two give me the ick. I know, same. Get home safe, sending prayers. Thank you, Night Owl. That's a cute profile picture.
Oh my Lord. I can't. With these eating noises, too much. I'm trying to skip ahead and get rid of them. I'm so sorry, y'all. Lord.
Almost done my chips.
Now hurry up. Just get it done, son. Just stuff them all in your face. Or stop eating them. One of the two. I don't want to hear you eat.
Gabrielle. There's just a lot of things. I want to list them, but I sound like I'm complaining, and I'm not. Because Syrian people, the country, they're amazing, okay? But it's just like when your job is the internet and you don't have good internet, when you need CPAP and there's not,
Oh, stop right there. So why would you need good internet for a family trip? You really don't need good internet for a family trip, Chantal.
power in a lot of places. Eh. Kidnappings. No, I haven't seen Kidnapping Stella. Yeah, Tanya. And there's probably family pressure and all that stuff. I love him and I care about him and I just want him to be happy. I just want that so much.
It's not that you want him to be happy. It's just that him being happy with family, that's happiness that's outside the box that you reside in. And you can't cope with it. You just couldn't figure out a way to keep Salah to yourself this time because it was a family event. You knew you couldn't keep him from it. There was no whining or crying that was going to convince him to stay home with you and leave the family behind. That was not going to fly. So you're not being magnanimous here and saying, Salah, I'm thinking of you. Go be with your family. No, no, no. This is a situation that you could not manipulate him to stay alone with you. That's what it boils down to. You couldn't be happy with him around the family, although you easily could. The invitation was there. You were in the car. You were on the way there. And you had to pull a hissy fit like a child. You want to come home and bees.
Won't be happy in Canada unless he's happy. Time Warp character. I love Time Warp. 12-hour stream, not now. I have to go to bed. No, Carrie, it's not COVID. It's not complaining. I want privacy, electricity, internet, food, and air conditioning. And these are things that I take for granted, and I feel privileged even complaining about those things in this country. You know what I mean? If he's not happy, what will you do? I have no idea. Hey, Island Dragonfly. Yeah, Maryland, maybe. No, Kuwait was like... it's just anywhere. I just get bored. I was kind of bored there.
Chantal, the reason why you're bored, despite the fact that you go to other countries, is because you don't do anything. You don't go anywhere. You don't talk to people. You don't get that interaction. You don't learn about the culture. You don't respect the culture. You don't respect the people. You don't study up on what to do, what not to do, what might be considered rude in that country versus what you might be in Canada you consider not rude. You don't immerse yourself in the cultures and the people of other countries and try to learn the languages. Try to walk around and do things. You were bored in Cuba. You're bored in Kuwait. You're bored in Thailand. Now you're bored in Syria. Been to all these places and you're bored. And the common denominator is you and the way you set things in motion. Finding a room or finding a house and staying there all day, eating a bunch of food, being bored. You set things in motion for boredom, not for excitement.
And I felt the restriction.
So it doesn't surprise me, Chantal, that you create this environment of boredom. And then you pick a guy and you say, I'm surrounding myself with this boring environment when I don't have to. But you, sir, you, the one that I've got my crosshairs on, because I've created this boring environment, you have to be around me all the time and keep me well entertained and well fed and go get my stuff because I am not willing to do things myself. I am not willing to seek out excitement and happiness and joy. I expect you to bring those things to me like Amazon packages. Instead of me going out and seeking out things and experiencing things, I expect you to bring them to me. And you have no idea how exhausting that is, how suffocating that is to put someone in that position. You wear people out.
Shins were annoying. Like not being able to swear, just like no freedom, you know?
So basically, she's complaining that if she were around the family, she could not act feral nor be feral. She would have to act like a decent human being with manners. And she just can't do that.
I don't belong in conservative cultures. And I'm married to a conservative man. And I know like things have come out that are not so conservative, but because he was such a conservative person, that's why those things happen. I think when you're raised in a very conservative, super conservative way, you know, you kind of, I don't know.
I'm going to say this about Salah and his interest. So we know that he's got the poo fetish, which that's one thing. But the other elements that were revealed, how he wanted to desecrate a crucifix, a religious symbol from another faith that was not his own. It's so hateful. So he has a poo fetish, which is ew, but whatever. That's what he wants to do. But the elements of hate that were involved with it is disturbing. Absolutely disturbing.
And I don't know. I'm just like the opposite of that. And I think I think in the back of my mind, I always knew that. Like, what am I doing? But I was comfortable, you know? Um, Shut up, Oink. Where's your picture, you friggin' coward? Get out of here before you talk about teardrop. It's probably Sally. And guess what, Oink? Purple eyeshadow is a lot prettier than the friggin' old 80s blue. All right, bye.
Ooh, who got her all fired up? Thank you for that. Love seeing her rage. I love it the most.
And I need to. Anyway, anyways, when you get. Gonna try to spend like as much. You didn't hear anything? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try to spend. Hey, Melissa. Yeah, Rennie, it was buffering for everyone. I need to go where there's better internet. Like, I cannot. I need to be able to bitch and moan and talk and bees.
And there's only one place you can do that, Canada.
I know Angel's Beauty ever do that.
So, moral of the story is, Chantal, if you want to go somewhere where you got better internet, the food that you like to eat, the Starbucks, you're going to have to go back to Canada. If you want the power to run your mouth and stuff your mouth, you got to pay rent. No more squatting in Syria for you.
Yeah, not a bees friendly country. Yeah.
Laura's Hope says, no disrespect, Chantal, but you knew all this about him from the beginning. No? Yeah, she did, and she didn't care.
Hi, Jack. Hey, Megan. Hi, Jack. Yes, I did, Laura. I don't know. It's like a lot of times I would be okay with it. And when I first, it was new, exciting, and I loved it. But I there was always a part of me that missed my old self. Some parts of it, not some other ones. But there's so many reasons I just belong in Canada.
You know what Chantal falls in love with? And she's got immature way of thinking. She doesn't fall in real love. She falls in infatuation. Crush. She has a crush. Like a teenage girl, she gets a crush. Anybody's ever had a crush, you know how intoxicating that can be. You get practically drunk off the feeling. That new love, that new crush. It's so powerful. You just get all caught up in it. You're walking on clouds for days. You just surrounded in that blanket of love. It's the new car smell. Anybody ever sat in a new car? It smells brand new, completely spotless, clean, never been driven. You can smell how new the car is. The vinyl, the leather, it's just new. And then after about a week of driving that new car, the smell goes away. And then you're left with exactly what it is, a car. She's always chasing the new car smell, the newness of someone, the new experience of someone. But then after a while, just like with places, she gets bored with people and she's seeking out the new, next exciting infatuation and crush to run after. Like there's no substance to it all. It's just all flash and fire in a pan that goes out after a minute.
You know? Yeah. I think I'm definitely very attracted to him. And also, I'm not a very submissive person, but at the same time, I find controlling men, not abusive controlling, but just controlling in a way like, I don't know, kind of hot. Like, so yes, there's a lot of things I like really find attractive about him, obviously.
Chantal, you may look at Salah as a dominant, strong, controlling man. He's not. He's way too passive. But it's weird because you like to say, I'm attracted to strong, dominant men. But yet at the same time, what do you keep around you? What are the types of men that last the longest? The ones who are passive. They have to be passive because of your dominant personality, your controlling personality. If you were around a real dominant man, you wouldn't last 5 minutes. They would not put up with your mess. They would not put up with your mouth. They'd send you packing in a day. Someone who's strong on their feet, independent, knows what to do, knows how to do it, doesn't need help, doesn't need money from somebody, would not put up with your mess. I mean, look what happened with BB. BB was a patient man, good man. You lost him. You lost a good thing because you were foolish and you were stupid. You cheated on BB, you pushed him to the edge of his patience, and he didn't have to put up with it, and he didn't, and he kicked you out. And where did you end up? With your ex, a passive man. Natter was not passive, but you kind of like that. You like the fact that he fought back, that he gave it back to you. You looked at that as a challenge and you were determined to win the challenge. You thought that if you threw enough money at him and you fought with him enough and embarrassed him enough on YouTube, that he would just give in and be in a relationship with you, and you never won that fight, did you? So, what happened after that? What happened after that severe rejection, that ego bruise? You did the rebound thing with Salah. Salah was a rebound that lasted for 3 years. Salah was the I'm going to show him gesture, that you are not throwing so much at YouTube, but at Natter. That was your way of saying to Natter, everything I gave to you, I'm going to give to another man. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you that I can be a traditional wife to a Muslim man. It was a get back. It was a total get back. You were getting back at Natter because you couldn't have him and he rejected you.
But I just don't know what to do. Not a submissive bone in your body. And he's never, ever been like, bad to me, like considering I can be mouthy and, it's frowned upon in this culture. Yeah, I tried.
Oh, Stella Gott says, I'm devastated by your opinion. Please teach me your outdated ways. Wow.
I'm too crazy for Syria. Are you, Laura?
Oh boy. Nostune says, train Pete's to be a Dom. Could never be done. Could never be done. Not in a million years. Pete isn't dominant. He's submissive, actually, all the way through. He's not a switch where he's dominant and submissive. He's a straight submissive, very submissive.
I'm not asexual now. I'm going to be, because I'm not. There's no way I'm ever going through anything emotional or anything with any dude ever again.
Sure.
I'm done. I'm 40. I just want to be a cat lady. In 2 days, teardrop, inshallah, because I hope nothing happens. I'm so scared. Oh, celibate. I'm gonna be celibate. Western life also has men that rule the family. Hey, CP, they do. That's true. But no, it's still very culturally different here. And I don't see, like, I don't mean it in a demeaning way at all.
I'm curious, girl world audience. I am curious. Like, she's saying all this stuff while she's in Syria, being respectful of Salah, being respectful of his family, being respectful of the people and the culture. I am wondering, when she gets back to Canada, will she keep that same energy? Or will it change to something completely different? When she's got the power to run her mouth, is she? Is she going to run her mouth about him?
I don't want to deal. I am. Yeah, Bumpy. Hey, Shay. I am woman, hear me, bees. There's a KFC buffet in Saskatchewan, Buttercup. Don't live your life for someone else. I'll watch Girl Melodious.
So Marmoset says, so it's true that you're going to Canada for a break for the holidays and then back to Syria? Are you beaters catching on now to what girl world has known all along?
No, Marmoset, it's not true.
We will see. She can make that claim now while she's in Syria, but she might have a whole different energy in Canada. She might go home to Canada and be content to eat all the food that she's been missing, go to the dispensaries, go to the Starbucks. But then she's going to reach that moment of, now what? I've eaten all the food that I missed. I've gone to the dispensary like 20 times and gotten stoned off my butt, smoked all the green I wanted. Now what? I filled up my time with all my vices, and the addiction monster is happy for right now. So now what? What do I do with myself? What do I do with my time? Then she's going to start thinking about Salah and missing him and want to go back to Syria with not paying any rent.
uh, he doesn't want to go to Canada. That's another thing. Since he has his house, property, land, everything here, he doesn't want to go and, you know. Yeah, teardrop. That's the real me. I know.
And I think Salah took the smarter option. Door number one, hook your wagon to Chantal's train, which is failing. She has no home. She's not good with money. Her channel is failing. Money's going down. Or door number two, take some of the money that she's getting from YouTube, invest it into property or a house in Syria, get a car. That way he knows he's got a house, he has a home, he has transportation. He's got something out of this. It may not be a trip to Canada, but he's got something of his own. He's got somewhere to live, he's got some way to get around. Versus if he went to, let's just say he went to Canada with Chantal. How long is that going to last? Even if he went to Canada with her, he's not going to have a home. He's not going to have a car. His future is going to be uncertain. There's going to be no stability because she's very unstable. So he picked stability and family over instability and chaos. Smart. It occurred to him what the true priorities were, what mattered most versus what doesn't matter at all. She's in the doesn't matter at all category.
Yeah. It's going to be hard because, yeah, he's like, he does a lot for me, you know? A lot. They're not going to put the GoFundMe back up. I forget their bullshit reason, but
Yay! No more GoFundMe. Wah wah.
well, they're refunding everybody, so whatever. I don't even give a fuck anymore.
She's so mad. $1,500 not in her pocket. Trust and believe she's mad about that.
Yeah, I hope so. What? How come the battery? Did we unplug the fridge? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think it was geographic, yeah. No, if we leave it plugged in too long, it will drain the battery. But we just want more in life, yeah. Right.
I was watching pieces of this, and there's parts of this where she's raging. I'm looking for those pieces right now. Because it is late. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning over here, and I'm still up. I'm feeling sleepy. I can feel my eyes wanting to close. So I'm like, hurry up, Chantal.
I'm trying to picture like my future, you know, constantly socializing, not knowing the language. Even if I learn, it's not going to be as, constantly being with a ton of people, um, people always coming over unannounced, um, being basically a housewife. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not.
It's not who you are. Just say it. Just say it. It's not who you are. You want to be a wild feral beast running free. You don't want to be tied down. Just say it. You wanted to claim to be married because you see people around you that are married and you're like, well, if they're going to be married, then I want to be married too. You wanted to claim that you were a married woman. You've never been married. YouTube marriages aren't real. They don't count. Marriages you put on a script don't count.
Not who I am. I don't know how to explain it. And it's also very restrictive here. Yeah. It's a
That's what you signed up for. Don't complain.
tough life, yeah. We had no mobile phones, Heidi. We can't ignore it. Yeah, you can't ignore it. Hey, Missy Met, it is hard. We get it. Yeah, I know you guys get it. Yeah, Shy Violet. Hi, baby. It looked very healthy. But maybe, yeah, maybe I should be careful, I guess. You make conversation with delivery people? I don't even want them to show their face. I just like leave at the door. Yeah, really. Wow, anxious. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Salem Elsa bus street. One. I don't know about that, Miss Casual Blogger. I mean, I can't force him. Farts and Nashies? Oh, that's not an existence. And then what if his family continues to watch me and I embarrass him? Like, how long am I going to be responsible for this? Hey, Simply Ravishing. Huh. He did dream, but I changed, so you know. Hey, Melissa. But putting on a hijab, reverting, and muting when I toot has made people accept me. I had to change who I am because the old me was gross and shameful, right? So
And it still is because the old you is you. To this day, it still is you.
McDonald's has a golden menu. Wow. It doesn't feel that way, Miss Blackwood, for some reason, but if I stayed here, I don't.
Ooh, Harlow says he's taking a second wife to have kids at the encouragement of his family. You wouldn't be able to deal with it, so going back to Canada.
think he would take a second wife. He doesn't even think of. He doesn't. He says he doesn't want that, but
Well, that's what he told you.
It is very shameful. It's kind of gross in all cultures. In public, you don't do that, but I'm going to do my best to bring Julie, I guess.
No, you're not. Chantal, people have been posting for the last few days on Twitter what you would have to go through to bring Julia to Canada. All the paperwork you would have to do, and you would have to start way in advance, and you haven't started at all. Going to the vets to get certification. Then when you get to Canada, Julia's got to be inspected again. It's got to be made sure that Syria has been rabies free for 6 months. You haven't done any of that. And honestly, you shouldn't be even considering taking Julia, because if you don't know where you're going to be in Canada, why bring a pet with you? If you don't have a home for yourself set up and ready, or at least a dwelling where you can take the pet to be with you, you don't need to bring them. You're going to carry her around all day in a cat carrier because you have no home? Is that what you're going to do? I don't think so.
What is gold sauce? I do feel ashamed. Like, while I'm living here, yeah, I do. Actually, I feel ashamed just like as a revert of everything from my past. Like, everything, including the fact that I can't have kids. Abolish flap butt trumpets. Yeah. I hope so anxious. Will she be mailed? No. What is the gold sauce? Oh, it's a fierce wing sauce. But YouTube isn't being in public and you used to stream for a long time. Saber. Well, fuck that. I know. Sometimes you'll cry over me.
Shut
He
up.
will. He has to move on. If I leave and we divorce, I can't expect him to just stay by himself. Hi, baby. You gonna come with mom, or you gonna take a plane? Oh yes, baby. Hi, baby. Most men in this culture, like most men in this culture, like to have a wife to care for them and stuff, and the home. But Salah was self-sufficient in Kuwait. He had his little bachelor pad going on, his own cars. He took care of himself, fried his own eggs. you know.
If he was so self sufficient, why did he look for someone like you? Why did he accept someone like you? Why did he accept your money? Why was this whole contract deal a thing to begin with?
Yeah. No, that's not why I'm leaving, Harlow. There's no plan for him to do that, he said, for like, if he does, it won't be for a long time. He's not interested in that right now. That's what he says. So that's not even hasn't been a topic of discussion. It's one of my insecurities about not giving him children when it's called like it's such a big thing here. And like, why should I feel insecure about something about myself that I don't want anyway? Like, I don't want children to be part of my life. Like, I want peace and quiet. Like, I just want, like, my mental health, like, my brain cannot handle too much going on, like, with people around me. I freak out.
Scully says, he won't be by himself. He couldn't even be by himself when you were in the hospital. Move on already, right? Salah doesn't do alone time well. She went home to Canada, and almost immediately he was talking to Kybella.
Out. I feel like I can't breathe. Like yesterday, just sitting in a room with 16 people, all socializing, I felt like I was claustrophobic. Like I can't handle it. Big families, big priority. Yeah, I know. And me, I don't like people, whatever. Like it's not in general, I don't like people. I don't like being around people. I love his family. They're so nice. It's just it's a me thing, you know? My CPAP. Lakmas. No, I don't know if I like Lakmas anymore. You panic teardrop? Yeah, same. Yeah. Pumpy. I don't know what I need. When someone knocks at the door I don't expect, translates. Your social battery runs out, right? That's true. Different circumstances. Tracy. Wooded property, so we rarely had strangers come by. It was so nice. Puppy. Move on. I'll be living in Canada, being myself and everything, and he'll just have to accept that, or else. No, I'm not dating. I really don't want to even think of that. Yeah, Elani, exactly. Right. He hasn't seen this family in a long time. So he's very happy. I think he'll keep his channel. What's he gonna do, right? I love him so much. Is Salah really? You can stay friends, yeah. It's gonna be I don't know. It's gonna be too hard to just say completely goodbye, right?
We will see. We are going to see if Chantal stays in Canada forever or she just goes over to Canada to make that holiday money and then bring it on back to Salah. If she goes back to Salah, her channel's done for. Her Beezers will never listen to her again and they'll never give her money again. My opinion, I think Chantal knows her channel is dying. It's tanking fast. And so she might be in the mindset of, I'm going to grift all that I can while I still can. I'm going to get all the money that I can muster up. Because when the channel goes down, that's it. That is absolutely it. She's going to suck up all the money while it's still there. If she goes home to Canada, I did a reading on you, Foodie. You know that if you go home to Canada, everything changes. You also know that there are consequences there that you don't want to face, and you're not looking forward to that. Karma is going to kick in the door with a big leather boot, steel toed. It's going to kick it in hard. You've been running from your consequences, and if you go back to Canada, you can't run anymore. Like a lot of things are going to start happening at once. All the legal stuff, the bankruptcy stuff, the health stuff. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. But since you did this whole grift thing, you put yourself in the position of, I made a promise to my Beezers, connected to a lot of money. And if I don't keep my promise, there's going to be a mass exodus of Beezers off your channel. They're going to be so pissed off, they can't even see straight. So you want to screw over your Beezers? That might cost you your entire channel.
Tanya, it would be hard not to be modest about certain things. But a part of me like really wants to go and get my nails done. You know, stuff like that. Platonic life partner. Yeah. You don't know a world without Salah. Aww.
The only way that we're going to know for sure that everything is over with Salah is if she gets on camera and she drags him for filth. That's when we're going to know. And if he gets on camera and he drags her for filth, I'm sure they have things on each other, stocked and locked and loaded to use at a moment's notice. He's got stuff on her, she's got stuff on him. It's just a matter of them playing the game with each other of don't blink. Whoever blinks first loses. So if she comes at him, he's going to come back at her and it's going to be a whole mess. But who's going to get to the table first? Who's going to do the talking first? If she drags him for filth, we're going to know it's over. If she's not dragging him for filth, there's a chance she might go back.
Yeah, true. He's not technically supposed to have girlfriends. I don't know. So if he remarried, I'm sure, that would be a no-no. Tons of Muslims have nails. I know. True. Try on halls. Did anyone else hear what? I miss Crazy Frog. And I thought that she kind of flirted with him a little, the way she just talked to people in general was kind of flirty. But wallahi, he didn't even seem interested. Oh, the landlord's daughter. She was non-hijabi. And I was like, oh, let me guess. Before I got here, you were probably talking to her. I'm insane. And he was like, you're sick the way you're mine. I'm like, no, I have reason to think this way. And besides which, I just assume. And he's like, I didn't even think of that, honestly. And her family lives here. I don't think it's really the same here, Pumpy. Yeah, I feel ya. I know what you mean. It's oh, Tracy, did you? What? Unkind and angry to a lot of people? Marilyn, did you see what they were saying? They deserve it.
Oh, this is her going in on Marilyn. Marilyn says, I listened to your live from before. You were quite angry and unkind to a lot of people. Would you say that is your true self deep down? Yep. That is who she is. That is who she's always been. Anybody that doubts what I'm saying, any beezers that might come over here, that you might be wondering, is that the real her? All you got to do is look at any of her live streams from Crackhead Olympics. She was the same way then.
Why should I be nice? What do you want me to do? Give them a kiss on the cheek? They're super rude. Oh, the government electric went on. Thanks, time spoken. What the hell? You were mean to people. Yeah, okay, I'm just mean to people for no reason, right? Turn the other cheek. Yeah, I'll give you a cheek to turn to. Barbara. There's common traits. I'll go low too. You need to practice stoicism. No, Marilyn, it's not. I think it's lame to be so cynical, but Hey, Lily. Uh, no crying shame. Oh no, Scrape. I think it's probably, I don't know if he has his own internet or the people he lives with. I tried it. I'm not happy. So fully happy. But I did enjoy my time here at the same time, but I don't think I could live here forever, like, as a housewife and just like,
Would you guys excuse me? I am so tired. I can't go on anymore. It's like 2:30 in the morning. We're almost done anyway. I'm just going to cut it just ever so slightly short. So I want to thank you guys for watching this react. If you have watched the react and you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.